Hey guys, it's Eric from foundersbeta.com. I'm so delighted to have the founder spotlight with Ahmer. Ahmer,
Thank
thanks so
you.
much. Thanks so much for joining today.
Yeah, my pleasure. You guys are doing some fantastic work, Eric, and happy to be here.
Yeah, so tell us about what you're working on.
Yeah, sure. So with Souq, we're building Canada's real estate and home services marketplace, essentially a one-stop shop for any Canadian that's looking to buy a home, that's looking to rent a home, or that currently owns a home. The go-to place for them to find all real estate and home services professionals, but not just find them, you know, communicate with them, transact with them, schedule services with them, get, quotes, and pretty much a lot of the work that happens today that's offline, that's manual or phone calls, emails, messages, and spread all across the place, we're basically putting it all together in one digital platform with Souq.
Exciting. So, what was it? What was it like coming up with the idea?
Yeah, actually, the idea came from a lot of personal experiences that we've had over the years. So, my background has been in digital transformations and tech consulting for the last 12 years.
Mhm.
While doing that, I was heavily involved in real estate myself, as well as others that are part of the team right now.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, when we went through our personal transactions, whether it be investment or personal, we noticed that a lot of the communication, coordination, and the steps that are involved across so many people with real estate are very manual, and it's hard to keep track of it, and especially with the real estate market being the way it
Right.
is in GTA. It can be very overwhelming and stressful for first time home buyers. So that's really what helped us with the idea of Souq, where we leveraged all of our technology and digital consulting experience to create a one-stop shop experience for consumers that are looking to pretty much go through the overall home buying journey, or for people that are already homeowners and that are looking for a more digital experience to manage all the services for their home. We went through several challenges many times, that I was purchasing my pre-construction place, or when I was purchasing my my own home
Mhm.
with different realtors and different mortgage brokers. And that's really what got us going with the idea of Souq, of digitizing it. And especially the timing couldn't be better, where in the peak of the pandemic, when a lot of people were struggling with doing virtual conferences, virtual closings, virtual signatures, coordination with all the people, that's really where Souq came about.
Amazing. So talk about like the steps after you had the idea. Like, did you like go out there, talk to potential users, or what was it like?
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. We had a lot of focus groups with, home buyers, homeowners, as well as service providers. So we talked to a lot of realtors, mortgage firms, law firms, builders, and different home services professionals.
Mhm.
And a lot of them seem to, align themselves to the core vision that we had, as well as identified themselves having the same challenges that we had as home buyers and owners. So what we did, and this was back in June of 2020, we quickly put together a prototype. We took it to market. We showed some of the potential investors what we were building, and within about 30 days, as we started to raise our pre-seed round, we were oversubscribed to what we were trying to raise. And we quickly put together, a team of about, 20 plus people in 2021, and went all forces down on building our
Right.
product.
Wow, that's amazing. So yeah, so sounds like it's been quite the journey, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so in terms of like in terms of building that prototype, like the MVP, what advice do you have for founders looking to get that kind of first version? And talk about your first version of what you're building as well.
Yeah, I think a few things that we learned. Number one, make sure that you're always talking to the customers that are going to be using your product, because a lot of times, when you're building a product, um, your focus tends to be on your personal bias or challenges that you've had.
Right.
But it's very important, especially when you want to hit product market fit, to ensure that you're taking the advice and involvement of the people that are actually going to be using your product, and involving them early on in the process as you're planning to build. I think one of the key ones that we saw a lot of benefit from was early on as we were developing our prototype, even before the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
We were actively speaking with the actual users of our platform. And given that Souq is a two-sided marketplace where it's free for home buyers and owners, but the service providers actually have to pay, it's even more important to make sure that your paying customers are the ones that you're speaking with and
Right.
the ones that are, finding value out of the service that you're offering. So I think very important to include all of those user groups, identify those users personas, make sure that when you're trying to hit product market fit, you've at least addressed some of the key challenges that your product is trying to solve. But apart from that, I think where a lot of founders also struggle is they spend a lot of time developing that perfect MVP and taking
Right.
it to market. And then they find out that, the market conditions have changed, or,
Right.
the market is not responding to something that, they tested a few months ago, and now it's not testing the same way. So very important, if you want to fail fast,
Mm-hmm.
and then recover quickly. So when you're building your MVP, the most important advice that I can share from our experience is to, involve the right users, make sure that you're putting a product out there that is meeting a need in the market, so that you can quickly assess product market fit. And if you need to pivot, fail fast and pivot quickly, so that you can continue growing your product in the right trajectory.
Right, and I think that that's great for founders looking to get that product out there. So you're building a marketplace. So marketplaces have a lot of challenges, right?
Absolutely.
It's often, they say the chicken or the egg problem, right? What was
Yeah.
your experience in terms of, in terms of building and also, making sure that, okay, for one side of the marketplace you have enough users to get the other one. What was your experience like?
Yeah, definitely. Building marketplaces is definitely a challenge, because you're trying to attract two different, user groups. So everything from marketing, communication, product strategy, everything has to be sort of in two different patterns.
Hmm.
And the chicken and egg problem is very common in marketplaces.
Right.
So what we initially decided to do was focus more on the supply. And the nature of real estate, the way it typically works is a realtor will have their own network of, their preferred mortgage brokers, law firms, inspectors, movers, but then they also have their clients. So our focus really was to bring the service providers onto the platform first. And when I say service providers, it's all of these people that are providing services to their clients, and
Right.
then use their network, number one, to grow the supply side, and at the same time use their clients to onboard them onto the platform, so that we're not, fully dependent on acquiring just net new customers. So that was a strategy that we started with. We did see some challenges early on with regards to being able to grow the supply side of things, because we were focused more on bringing on individuals, like individual realtors, individual
Right.
mortgage firms. And it can get hard, right? In Ontario alone, there are over 100,000 realtors, for example, right?
Right.
So the sales cycle to bring them on can definitely get challenging. So the next approach that we took was, go to the brokerages or the associations
Mhm.
behind different mortgage firms, different law firms. So we did that for some time. That gave us better return on being able to, grow the supply side. But then over the last few months, we've actually pivoted even more, where we're going directly to the boards and real estate associations. So for example, in Ontario, there are about 36 real estate associations
Mhm.
that make up all of the 100,000 realtors. So now we're going directly to boards and onboarding, 1,500, 2,000 realtors in one shot, by being able to create those strategic relationships. So where possible, if there are, I want to say, associations or organizations that you can target to acquire and grow the supply side, it's obviously very helpful. And then once you have the supply, you obviously need the demand as well, right?
Right,
Otherwise,
right,
your supply will just be like, hey, I'm here on the platform, I'm not getting a lot of traction. So in order to, address that challenge, what we started to do was incentivize the service providers to bring on existing customers and saying, hey, for example, if you're a law firm and you bring on your client to Souq to do the full virtual closing, we'll give them $100 off if they get a mover on Souq. It's a credit that you can provide to your customers. And at the same time, for new customers that are coming onto the platform, we're also offering credits for them because they can actually pay service providers,
right.
even though Souq is free, helping incentivize both sides of the marketplace to join the platform. And we're seeing really good traction. When we started, we were at about 1,000 visits on a monthly basis, and this was back in November when we launched our beta, November of last year, 2021. And now we're already, just today morning, I was checking, we're at about 16,300 visits on a monthly basis. So we're seeing traction is increasing, and we're seeing that network effect within a marketplace kick in, where people are recommending each other and clients are coming onto the platform.
Right on. So talk about the team, right? So of course, I think that's always the key for founders to succeed. What was your experience like building your team and kind of convincing those early team members, hey, we have something here. Do you want to join? Of course, I know that is challenging, but what was it like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely challenging, especially given the fact that we started during the pandemic. A lot of
Right.
people were uncertain about a lot of things,
Right.
but where they saw sort of a lot of promise was really around the whole, digital experience across home ownership, and they saw
Right.
that
Right.
as a personal, benefit as well, where they're actually helping Canadians with a challenge or an issue that is sort of very integral to the way our economy works and the way people generally move about in their home ownership cycle.
Mhm.
So I think one of the things that really helped us address some of the challenge was finding the right advisory team to support us.
Right.
So as we were even raising our pre-seed round, we found the right strategic investors,
Mhm.
people that were part of real estate communities, people that are part of mortgage brokers, law
Right.
firms, inspectors, movers, and builders. And then we really used their network and their advice to grow our team. Initially, we did a lot of, subcontracting to different
Right.
development agencies, sales agencies, marketing agencies, because you want to be able to control your burn rate, you want to be able to control your costs. But now we've pivoted, we're hiring more people full-time on our team. And really, when we talk to them about the challenge that we're solving with Souq, a lot of them that have gone through that home buying journey are able to resonate with it. And they say, yeah, you know what, if I had this type of platform when I was buying my home, it would have made my life so much easier, right? So if you're able to find people that believe in your product
Mhm.
and believe in the problem that you're solving, it you don't really have to sell the product to them too much, because they understand it. They can feel the same challenges and pains that a lot of people go through, and it just makes that journey a lot easier. So I think being able to find those people, and then the culture that we have within our team, I think that also helped a lot of people, convince them in terms of joining our team. Remote
Right.
first culture, very flexible in terms of work-life balance, friendly working environment.
Mhm.
And something that we're also thinking about is actually moving to a 4-day work week, where everyone can get to take every Friday in the
Right.
year off. So things like that, make it exciting, make it adventurous for people that are part of the team, and helps us sort of evolve that culture.
Right. So talk about what's the next thing you're working on? Of course, you can share. Are there any product updates? Are you continuing to launch in new cities? What's the next exciting thing?
Yeah, so right now we're heavily focused in Ontario, but we're growing all across Ontario. Earlier in the year, Q1, Q2, we were really focused in GTA, but now we've expanded to a lot of cities all across Ontario, even smaller cities around, Muskoka, Simcoe, all the way out east, all the way out west in Ontario. We are looking to expand into BC and Alberta next year. But within our product itself, we're actually, focusing on a lot of updates that are going to help home buyers and owners, benefit from the marketplace we built. Because right now we have over 300 vendors that are on the platform that are providing services, but we have a queue already of over 2,500 that are actively being onboarded onto our platform. So you can imagine if you're a homeowner that's, just looking to get maybe a plumbing job done.
Right, right.
And if there are 50 plumbers, it's going to be hard for you to choose from, which one do I get? So we're working on this cool feature where you can just broadcast a request out to everyone, and you can put in your preferences with regards to your budget. When do you want to get it done? Where you're living, and all of the basic details that take less than 60 seconds. And once you basically broadcast that request, we automatically match you to the people who are able to do that job, for instance. And they can respond to you with their quotes. You can do the e-sign, you can get the job done, you can pay on the platform. And every time a customer pays on platform, we actually give them credits that they can use for the next service.
Right.
So even though it's free to use, you are actually earning. And the cool thing that we're also exploring is around tokenization, where similar to a Carfax report, right, where you can basically see all of the history behind your car in terms of services. Right. With Souq, you'll be able to see all of the history for your home, for all the services that you've completed. So when was your roof done, furnace, changed, any work around the home, so that you never have to actually think about, hey, where's my paperwork, where's my invoices, warranty, right. Everything for you is available in one place. And you can share that with people, for example, your realtor or the next person that's looking to buy your home. So it makes it very convenient for you.
Right. What is one piece of advice do you have for entrepreneurs, founders out there looking to, build their first startup?
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting journey for us. I do think that a lot of people have great ideas, but the one piece of advice that I want to share with is, number one, make sure you're selecting the right partners when you start your journey, because everyone is able to come up with a good idea, but not everyone is able to execute and deliver on that idea, right? So to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people, with the right resources, and with the right advisors, I think that can really help entrepreneurs launch their product in the right way. But at the same time, I feel like many times, we go in these silos because we're building something and we're not really talking to others. And sometimes they feel like, it's not okay to ask for help or to share the struggles that they're going through. And I think people need to get out of those norms, and they need to talk more. They need to ask for help, and they need to join communities with like-minded founders to help them grow, to learn from the way they've addressed those challenges. And that's something that we've done from the early stages. We've surrounded ourselves with the right people who can help us grow, who can advise us on challenges that we're facing. And all of them have continually said that even before your product is built, what people are investing in is you, right? In you as a person. So if you're surrounding yourself with the right team members, and you have the right attitude in terms of building what you're trying to build, then you'll see everything else sort of falls into place automatically.
Right. Yeah. So where can people find out more?
So I guess the best place is our website, souq.ca, SOUQH. If they're a home buyer or an owner, they can sign up for free. If they're a service provider, anyone that's within real estate or home services that are looking to connect with home buyers and owners, they can also sign up. Takes less than 60 seconds on souq.ca or joinsouq.com. And all of our socials, such as Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, they're all on our website, so they can find all the information there too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining in today. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the development and everything that you're doing. So yeah, thanks again.
Thank you, Eric.